Hello and welcome to the Knucklehead Report for Sunday, August 7th, 2022. This is the show where we show you all the knuckleheads from around the world. Don't worry, we're covering every country, every creed, every race, every gender. We are all inclusive with the knuckleheads here. That's all the show is about. And so this is a news show. We're getting on with the news here. So this is the big news from the weekend. I would say Israel and Palestine, live news. Funerals in Gaza amid Israeli attacks. Gazans hold funeral processions. So there's Israel and Palestine are fighting again. I said they're at it again. Israel and Palestine. Gazans hold funeral processions for Khalid Mansour, a senior commander in the Palestine Islamic Jihad movement, and others killed in Israeli attacks on the Strip. The death toll from the Israeli assault on the Gaza has risen to 31, including 6 children. More than 260 people have been injured. And the timeline on the Gaza attacks since 2005, no, we're not going to do that. But let's have a look at the Gaza Strip. The map of the Gaza Strip. The Gaza Strip explained in maps. We got North Gaza. Sounds fun. Gaza City. Sounds like a party. Deir el-Balah. Probably getting the shit bombed out of it. Khan Yunis and Rafah. Yay. That's the Gaza Strip. Is it also the West Bank? Mike, is it the West Bank?
I don't know.
I don't know.
All right. We're calling it Gaza then. The Palestinian Ministry of Health in Gaza has issued a statement warning only 48 hours remain to run without fuel needed to sustain operations of the standby generators in the hospitals. The ministry said it will have no capacity to run hospitals after the power plant shut down due to lack of fuel in the Gaza Strip. So it's looking bad. They're just shooting rockets at each other. Can you go back up to the photo?
Bad.
Let's go back up to the photo. Yeah, I know. It sounds bad, Mike. Oh no, where's the rocket? Rocket. No rocket, eh? Thought we had a picture of a rocket there flying. No, that was the Taiwan one. Sorry. Anyway, Israeli and Palestine are at it again. I've been in. You can take that off now. Israeli and Palestine have been at it for about 60 years or so now, since the end of World War II, and it's never going to end, I guess. They are knuckleheads. Both sides are knuckleheads, and that's my judge, jury, and executioner. They are done. Knuckleheads. All right, let's go on to Taiwan. This is another big story. Shells are flying across the China Sea again. China is shooting missiles everywhere. Let's go up. I'm not up there. All right. China cuts off vital contacts over Pelosi. Just scroll up so we can see the rocket that they're shooting. Look at these nice rocket launchers here. They're beautiful. They are lovely. China. Let's go down. China cuts off contacts with the United States on vital issues Friday, including military matters and crucial climate cooperation. That's not good, because China was all on board with the emission controls and all that. I'm not too sure what that all means. As concerns rose that the communist government's hostile reaction to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's Taiwan visit could signal a lasting, more aggressive approach toward its U.S. rival and self-ruled island, Taiwan. China's move to freeze the key lines of communication compound the worsening relations from Pelosi's visit. This is Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House in the United States of America, the House of Representatives. She's the lady Speaker of the House. She's like 800 now. She's a crypto.
And her husband had that really terrible thing.
He's got in a little trouble there. A drunk driving thingy, right?
I think he got off.
Oh. Do you think it's political?
Maybe.
All right. From Pelosi's visit and from the Chinese response with military exercises off of Taiwan, including firing missiles that splashed down in surrounding waters. After the White House summoned China's ambassador Qin Gang late Thursday to protest the military exercises, White House spokesman John Kirby on Friday condemned the decision to end important dialogue with the United States as irresponsible. So, shells are flying across the China Sea. They shot missiles into Japanese and Taiwanese waters. Knuckleheads. China are knuckleheads. Are we going knuckleheads on China? Thank you, yes. It's 2 knuckleheads. No, that's 3 knuckleheads taken care of. Isn't this great? We're doing it, folks. This is Knucklehead Report. The next story is the best, probably from this week. Oh, and here we go. Alex Jones lawsuit. What does Alex Jones's U.S. $49.3 million verdict mean for the future of misinformation? Means I can't say bullshit on here. I have to maintain the truth, and as you notice, I only go after knuckleheads. Alex Jones is a knucklehead. Scroll down. Alex Jones is facing a hefty price tag for his lies about the Sandy Hook Elementary School massacre. U.S. $49.3 million in damages and counting. This is only 2 lawsuits so far, and counting, for claiming the nation's deadliest school shooting was a hoax and a punishing salvo in a fledgling war on harmful misinformation. So you can't just say willy-nilly anything you want online and expect to get away with it. You're going to get in trouble in the United States. I guess.
Getting Joe Rogan in on this?
No, I think Joe Rogan is going to go like this. Whoops. He's done. I think a lot. Let's see. But what does this week's verdict, the first of 3 Sandy Hook related cases against Jones, to be decided? So this is just the first of 3. And so far he's in for $49.3 million.
I don't think he's going to have any money left.
They say he's got that much. They say an auditor said he had 100 and something million or something. I don't know. I read that somewhere. I'm not sure if that's accurate. But what does this week's verdict, the first of 3 Sandy Hook related cases against Jones to be decided, mean for the larger misinformation ecosystem? A social media fueled world of election denial, COVID-19 skepticism, and other dubious claims that the InfoWars conspiracy theorists helped build. Cannot say anything about COVID and get away with it. Anything you do if you post a video about COVID on YouTube, that little thing, info thing pops up at the bottom of your video. So don't be messing around with the COVIDs. All right. Alex Jones is in trouble. He don't have no money for that. Alex Jones don't have that kind of money. Although an auditor said he does. But I don't think so. What is it? Knucklehead. Proven in court, knucklehead. All right. Canada is doing something good and getting rid of their handguns. Government tables a bill to limit handguns because they're going you won't be able to get a handgun in Canada anymore. Government tables, which is a good thing. Government tables a bill to limit handguns, pledges to buy back assault-type weapons. Legislation stops short of full handgun ban, but sets hard limit on number in Canada. But they are going to ban it eventually. New gun control legislation the federal government tabled Monday includes a national freeze on the purchase, sale, importation, and transfer of handguns in Canada. This is a good thing, folks. And you folks in the United States should pay attention and follow suit. Sorry.
How many handguns do we need?
We don't need any. The government is also pledging to start buying back thousands of banned assault weapons before the end of the year. I didn't know we had a whole bunch of assault weapons. Thousands. In Canada? That's crazy. We should not have any assault weapons in Canada.
Sales of handguns have surged since they announced this.
Yeah, probably.
Let's get our handguns before they ban it.
While the proposal falls short of a full ban on handguns, it would effectively limit their number in Canada. In other words, we're capping the market for handguns. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau told a press conference Monday. There he is, a little dork. Public Safety Minister Marco See, that's what they need in the States. They need like a public safety. They have an emergency in the United States with their guns. I'm telling you, they're in fucking trouble. They got more guns than people. Everybody has like 1.1 guns.
They already have the ATF.
Per capita. The bill we just tabled represents a milestone amidst a long and difficult battle which takes place on our streets every single day, Mendocino said at the news conference. It's a battle which has claimed too many lives, leaving empty chairs at the dinner table and empty desks in our classrooms. The legislation revives some federal measures that didn't pass before last year's general election and implements new proposals made during the campaign. They include taking away firearm licenses. See, that's another thing they need to do in the U.S. is they need to license all their guns. The owner has to have a license to hold that gun, for sure. They need to regulate gun control. They include taking, obviously, because it's an emergency situation, they've gone out of control in the U.S. They include taking away firearm licenses from those involved in domestic violence or criminal harassment, increasing criminal penalties for smuggling and trafficking of firearms, and a red flag law which would require people deemed a threat to themselves or others to turn in their firearms to law enforcement. This is what they need this in... All right. Off. They need this in the United States. This covers everything, right? For the United States. They should do this in the U.S. They can't seem to get there, folks. I'm not too sure why. But, all right. Let's go to entertainment news. That was depressing. Because of all the shootings lately in the U.S. Anyway, big story this weekend. Let's get that. Anne Heche is in critical condition following a fiery car crash. A woman crashed her car, from CNN, a woman crashed her car into a house in Mar Vista neighborhood of Los Angeles on Friday, setting both the vehicle and the house on fire, officials say. A person with knowledge of the matter told CNN the driver was actress Anne Heche. The driver was traveling at a high rate of speed when she ran off the road and collided with the residents. Los Angeles Police Public Information Officer Jeff Lee tells CNN the impact left the car engulfed in flames and the driver suffered burn injuries. She was taken to a local hospital by Los Angeles Fire Department paramedics in critical condition. It took firefighters more than an hour to access, confine, and fully extinguish the stubborn flames within the heavily damaged structure, the LAFD said. There were no other injuries reported. CNN has contacted representatives of Anne H. for comment. And I believe she's in hospital in critical condition. Severe burns all over her. She was driving around in... just take that off there. She was driving around in a Mini Cooper, reportedly, and in LA, and she hit someone's garage and then took off and was speeding around and then crashed into a building and set everything on fire. And so Anne Hayes is in the hospital with severe burns. She's on an intubator. Yada, yada, yada. Anne Hayes is crazy, and let's see how crazy she is. So, Anne Hayes' lost weekend. This is from about 2000, is that right? When this happened? Yeah, August 22nd, 2000. So, and this isn't the first instance of Anne Hayes being nutso, doing something crazy. On August 22nd, 2000.
There was helicopters apparently flying over looking for her when she disappeared this time.
Ah. Did not know that. Thanks, Mike. The already strange story of Anne H's dazed and confused rural ramblings over the weekend has gotten even more outlandish. While there's still been no official statement from the actress's camp, sources say her disorientation and confusion when she turned up on the doorstep of strangers near Fresno, California may be due to, surprise, surprise, drugs. Because H had just announced her split with her companion of 3 years, Ellen DeGeneres. Oh, I didn't know they were that long together. Speculation is... so Anne H. was with Ellen back in the late 90s, I guess. And that was the thing. She was a lesbian for a minute. More than a minute. 3 years, apparently. Now and then she became not a lesbian. She decided she wasn't a lesbian. Because Hayes should just announce her split with companion of 3 years, Ellen DeGeneres, speculation has run high that the 6 days, 7 nights... That's the name of the movie with Harrison Ford. 6 days, 7 nights actress was on a bit of a post-breakup bender. There are indications she may have been under the influence of some sort of a drug. A law enforcement source told the Fresno Bee. Hesh made statements indicating that she may have been taking the drug ecstasy, according to the Bee's sources. So, what I've heard from the new... You can take that down. What I've heard from the new story is that red-capped bottle was seen on the in the car, Anne H's car. So they suspect it may have been a bottle of vodka. So she's driving around drunk in L.A. or blitzed on something, and she's a knucklehead. That's it. I need a, crash sound there. All right, have you heard about this? Desean Watson. So this guy's a football player. He got into a lot of trouble with the ladies. He sexually assaulted 24, allegedly. There's allegations. So, go back to the top. NFL appeals Desean Watson's 6-game suspension over sexual misconduct allegations. So he's given... So there's 24 allegations, 6-game suspension. That's a quarter for each woman they assaulted. The National Football League filed an appeal Wednesday of a 6-game suspension. Disciplinary officer issued for Cleveland Browns quarterback Desean Watson, which fell short of the penalty the NFL was seeking, and which critics blast as too light given the many sexual misconduct claims against him. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell will determine who will handle the appeal, and he has the right to make the ruling himself. The NFL recommended Watson be suspended for the entire 2022 season, but former federal judge Sue Robinson handed down that's crazy. Sue Robinson is a lady too, right? Sue's a lady. Down a 6-game ban Monday, finding Watson engaged in sexual assault as defined by the NFL against 4 massage therapists. Robinson, we're going to go down here. 24 women, down to the key bracket here. 24 women have brought lawsuits against Watson, accusing him of sexual misconduct during massage sessions. He has settled 20 of those suits, and that's crazy. And a Harris County grand jury decided not to bring charges against Watson following a criminal probe. Watson was traded from the Houston Texans to Cleveland Browns shortly after the decision, agreeing to a 5-year, $230 million contract. Wow, $230 million over 5 years. The deal is the largest fully guaranteed contract in NFL history. And he goes to massage parlors and assaults the women. That's a knucklehead. Desean,
Yeah.
you are on. You can take that down now. You are on notice. You are a knucklehead, Desean Watson.
I think he's got enough money he could have paid somebody.
$230 million. Yeah. All right. You have to bring up the photo now. No, not that one. Bring up the photo of the World Cup. There you go. Right on. So the World Cup is on in November. It's in Qatar. Now, I don't know a lot about Qatar, but it's in the desert. That's all I know. And these are 6 stadiums. Let me just have a closer look here. Al Bayt Stadium.
8 stadiums?
What is it?
8 stadiums?
Yeah, there's 8 stadiums with a total of, I believe, 380,000 capacity with the 8 stadiums. It's a really big World Cup. This is going to be huge. But 2026 is going to be huge because there's 16 cities hosting 2026. But, yes, in North America. Mexico, U.S., and Canada is hosting across 16 cities. All right. So I was reading up on Qatar, and I found some human rights violations, I guess you could say, worker violations. Just scroll down a little bit. Let's bring that down. Yep. Thank you. In just 2 years, for the first... Oh, sorry. This is from 2020. In just 2 years, for the first time in the history of the world's ultimate footballing contest, the FIFA World Cup will kick off in the Middle East. Qatar 2022 will be a historic moment and one of the great excitement for the footballing world and region itself. Without the 2 million migrant workers in 2022, the World Cup simply would not be possible in Qatar. Men and women, mostly from Africa and Asia, are building the stadiums, the roads, the metro. They will be providing security for the football matches, transporting fans in taxis to the games, greeting them in hotels, and serving them in restaurants as the tournament edges closer. But in the decades since Qatar was awarded the right to host the World Cup, exploitation and abuse of these workers has been rampant, with workers exposed to forced labor, unpaid wages, that would be fun, and excessive working hours. Well, after years of mounting international pressure, in 2017, the Qatar government signed an agreement with the International Labor Organization promising to tackle widespread labor exploitation and align its laws and practices with international labor standards, and offering a glimmer of hope for those contributing so much to the country and its dream to realize the World Cup. But with just 730 days left until kickoff, are Qatar's promises of labor reform matched by the reality faced by the migrant workers upon whom the country so heavily depends? So is Qatar a knucklehead? Not too sure. There seems to be some violations. The unpaid wages would be a little bit of a sticking point with me, shall we say. I would be upset.
A lot of people have died, actually. And the living conditions are, they say, deplorable.
Thanks, Mike. They probably live in, like, camps, like refugee kind of camp thingies. Shanty towns. I don't know. Yeah, it sounds awful. In the desert, too. Alright. So anyway, the World Cup is on in November. France plays Australia first. November, we'll keep you updated on the World Cup and all the knucklehead violations going on in Qatar. Alright. Time for Grimy. I've come to call her Grimy. Brittany Griner, sorry. I keep calling her Grimer. Anyway, judge in Russia sentences U.S. basketball player. You've all heard about this story for sure. This lady was arrested a few months ago with a gram of vape oil. It was in a weed oil and a vape or something. A gram. Anyway, she's been sentenced. She got convicted of possession and smuggling, and she's been sentenced to 9 years on those charges.
In
Russia, where Vladimir Putin comes from. He's a knucklehead too. He's up to no good. We haven't covered him. We're not going to cover him this week, but I'm sure we'll have some stories about Vladimir Putin soon. He's been up to no good. All right, scroll down for me. A U.S. basketball star, Brittany Griner, was convicted Thursday in Russia of drug possession and smuggling and was sentenced to 9 years behind bars in a politically charged case that could lead to a high-stakes prisoner exchange between Washington and Moscow. The 31-year-old Griner, a two-time U.S. Olympic champion, and 8-time All-Star with the WNBA's Phoenix Mercury. Jesus, it's a mouthful, eh? Listen to with a blank expression as a interpreter translated the verdict by Judge Anna Sotnikova. But her lawyer said later she was very upset. Griner also was fined 1 million rubles, about $16,700. U.S. President Joe Biden has denounced... Oh, here's another winner. U.S. President Joe Biden denounced as unacceptable the verdict and sentence, which came amid soaring tensions between U.S. and Russia over Ukraine. All right. I just want to say, when we grew up, if we had any weed on us, we were hiding it. We were scared of the police. This lady goes to Russia, where you go to prison if you get caught with weed on you. And I think it's a knucklehead move. She should have known better. And if she didn't know better, then she deserves her 9 years in jail. And that's my final say on it. Grimy, you are a knucklehead. All right. Zoop. That's it. That's the show. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week with more Knucklehead.